What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with yet another video. Today I'm coming to you guys today with a video where I'll be talking about who I think my prediction for the last entrant for the women's war games for Team Bianca will be. Now, there are different options, right? There's different options that they could go with. There's different options that make sense, some don't. But I'm gonna go through some of the names, and then I'll give you the one who I think should be part of War Games this year and on Team Bianca. Now, the first person we got to talk about is Charlotte Flair. Last time we seen Charlotte Flair, she lost her SmackDown Women's Championship to Ronda Rousey. You could have her come back and be a babyface for the time being, and then maybe start up a feud with Bianca going into WrestleMania, since that is one of the matches that they're possibly going to go with at next year WrestleMania, which possibly I can see happening just for the simple fact that she's faced all the other horsewomen in matches, and she hasn't really faced Charlotte Flair in like actual feud. So maybe if this is like their way to kick off that feud or plant the seed, so to speak, for that feud, they could do that. But do I think they should do that? No. Next person we gotta talk about, Sasha Banks. She could come back in her hometown. It is in Boston. She could make her triumphant return to the company in her hometown, which you would definitely get a huge pop. Definitely a well received welcome back to the company. Do I think it should happen? No. Um, Another person we gotta talk about, Becky. This one could possibly happen, but just for the simple fact that the last time we seen her, she did get injured and she was written off TV by Damage Control. So if you want to bring her back to get her revenge on Damage Control for taking her out, they could go that route. Do I think that should happen? No. The next person we got to talk about, Beth Phoenix. Now, this one has potential to make sense because here's the thing. Last time we seen her, she got taken out by Rhea Ripley and Judgment Day at Extreme Rules. She could come back here to get her vengeance against Rhea Ripley for taking her out. But I personally think they should hold off on this. Maybe do this at WrestleMania or at the Rumble. If they do decide to go this route, I do think that's a good way to do that. Um, Here's my thing. These people I just named, I think they have potential to come to and be a part of the match. But the thing is, I think for me personally, I think this is just my opinion. I think you should hold off on all of those people that I just named for the Rumble, because you can have these people shake up the road to WrestleMania or get a huge kickstart to the road to WrestleMania, and it would leave a lot of open doors to see what these women can do possibly at that show. I know they possibly could bring Money in the Bank to WrestleMania. You can have some of these women take part in that match, but I think you should hold off on these women for the Rumble, because I think you could save these women for possible surprise returns for the match. Another person, Candice LeRae. Last time we seen her, she got taken out by Damage Control. The only reason why I'm not going with her is because from the time we recorded this video, I think she's dealing with some type of injury, so I don't think she'll be cleared in time for that. So I don't. It sucks, but if that happens, then I'm not gonna be mad at that. But here's who I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Dana Brooke. That's who I'm gonna go with. I know a lot of people can be like, Dana this, Dana that. You always gotta say something about Dana. It makes sense to have her, because think about it. Every person that's in this match, everybody that's in War Games match, has beef with somebody on the opposite team. Bianca, she's the current Raw Women's Champion. She has beef with Bayley. Io and Dakota have beef with Alexa and Asuka. Then you have Rhea Ripley, who has beef with Mia Yim, who's just returned to the WWE. And then you have Nikki Cross, who's that wild person in that match. You can put Dana Brooke in there and then have her, because she has beef with Nikki Cross. Now, here's another reason. Not only does it make sense because it says each one of them have beef with somebody, but this could be this coming out party for Dana Brooke, because the way I see War Games or how they could do it You could have that one person that nobody really cares about in the match, and you give them a good showing, and come out of that, you have somebody that you could potentially build. You could potentially build going forward. Dana Brooke has been there for so long, and I definitely think she deserves some type of credit for what she's done and everything that she's done to put in. The promo she did on this past week's Monday Night Raw was very passionate. I loved it because it says she says like she goes out there, she's tried to do her best to prove herself to be the best that she can be. It doesn't get credit for it. You know, she's been there for what, almost 10 years. She's always been for 10 years and hasn't really done much or hasn't really gotten a lot to show for it. And I definitely think if you put her in War Games, you can have her have a spot like where she jumps off War Games through somebody, put somebody through a table or something. There you go. You have a moment in that match for her. This could definitely, there's different, I know a lot of people will be like, well, you can have those other people come in. But here's the thing, you have to look at it from a different standpoint. Yeah, you can have them come in, but then it's like, those are already made stars. This is an opportunity to make a new star. I mean, yeah, granted, she's been on the roster for so long, but in the sense of like main event level, you can make a star that you can possibly build, that you can, a superstar you can build for the next year, possibly, if you're willing to put in the time. And I'm pretty much sure Triple H will really put in the time. This, I mean, if they really bring in an Intercontinental or Women's United States Championship, you can build towards that. You can build Dana Brooke to possibly be one of the first people to hold that title just by this match alone. That's how I see this. If you really put in your time, because think about how I look at it. You put Dana Brooke, she's been there for so long, she hasn't really done much. People really don't, she has people behind her, but people really not fully behind her just yet. You put her in War Games and she has a good showing, she has a good spot or something like that. By the time the match is over, whether her team wins or loses, she will have the fans behind her because she gave them a good showing, and they'd be like, okay, I see, okay, I can actually get behind Dana after seeing that match. That's what you want to do. And you have the fans behind her. Now you have to have Triple H and everybody else book her in good storylines going forward. You can have her have a good win over somebody that's above her, like a Bayley or something, because she's done it before. The people she's beaten before, she's beaten Bayley, she's beaten Becky, she's beaten Sasha, she's beaten those women. Now you can have her actually do it all over again. And then from here, you could possibly build to her going into Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. Will she win? Maybe. You could, if you build her good enough, you could have her win. Think about it. Here's the story. If you were to have Charlotte win, you could have Dana Brooke cash in and beat Charlotte. So that story that they had when Dana Brooke was Charlotte's protege finally has its closure, because when they broke off, they never really did have their feud like they do in these situations where it's like student versus teacher. They didn't have that story. You can have that story come back around if you were to have Dana Brooke cash in and beat Charlotte. You can have that story going into the spring or the later spring months where it's like Charlotte and Dana going after the title. And then by then, she's pretty much a main star. Or you're continuing to build her as champion like you've done with Bianca. You could do that. And I definitely think this is something that you could do. If this is why I have Dana Brooke winning. These are some of my reasons why. But comment down below, how do you guys feel about that? Do you guys think, off of my reasons, do you think there's a possibility Dana Brooke could potentially be part of War Games? But that's the end of this video. You guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the post notification bell so every time I post a new video. We're on the road to 450 subscribers. 2 likes on this video, I do more videos just like this one. Comment down below, who do you guys think will be a part of the War Games? Do you think, after my reasonings and everything and how I kind of booked it just a little bit, do you think there's a reason or a case for Dana Brooke to possibly be in War Games? But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I might do another video later on, possibly for Full Gear, so be on the lookout for that. But I will see you guys in the next video.